Hello, this is Bishop Walsh here in Rome, and I am thrilled that the seminarian behind the camera is a man who has connections to the Diocese of Gaylord. So it's a small world, and blessed that he has connections with his parents being in Traverse City. And this is the new bishop school that I have been invited to be a participant in, along with about 190 other bishops who are here in Rome for this week. And it's a true blessing to experience the universality of the church. So today is the Feast of the Exaltation of the Holy Cross. We just celebrated Mass here in this beautiful chapel, and it is Wednesday, September 14th. A few brief reflections. One is from this past week with the commemoration of 9/11. Everybody has a story about what their experience was like on that tragic day where over 3,000 of our fellow countrymen were killed. For me, I was in the Diocese of Scranton as a pastor, and it was a day that certainly I would never forget, about just the way things unfolded during the course of the day, with the planes hitting the tower and then hearing about the plane in Shanksville going down. And over the course of the days and weeks afterwards, there was a real sense of strength of faith and the bonds that people were forging once again to rely on God. And we need to always recapture that and continue to pray for those families who were affected by loss on 9/11. I was a pastor in the Poconos, and there are many families from New York who experienced great loss there. So it was an important day. We have to always remember 21 years later, after that tragic event, and continue to pray. A second thing to talk about is the Ballot initiative that we know is now formalized. It is Proposition 3 on the Michigan state ballot. And let us be mindful about the pro-life conviction that we always have as a people of faith, and how important it is to have that as part of what we need to build up in the culture. This ballot initiative is a very radical departure from anything that will provide protection for the unborn, and it's establishing a right in the Michigan State Constitution. We have to remember that rights are given to us by God and not by the state, and that's recognized in our Constitution for the United States. And it's part of the natural law and our understanding of how God is the author of our rights and our responsibilities. So we can't make up a new right, especially a right that would go contrary to the will of God. And we know from the commandments, thou shalt not kill. We know from our Lord's teaching, and for the 2,000 years of our church's tradition, that we've always had this striving to be defenders of life from the first moment of conception till natural death. So let us do everything in our efforts to be able to defeat that proposal at the ballot, to do it with conviction, with love. We need to do what we can to provide for women that we know are in troubled times. If they find themselves in a very unexpected situation, we have to walk and journey with them and accompany them. To that extent, I went to our local pregnancy center in Gaylord, and there's a very warm and hospitable place where they do that kind of accompanying with women and families to help them through a difficult time. And then thirdly, I would ask everyone to pray for our seminarians or for our priests in the Diocese of Gaylord, who are going to be going on their convocation for priests. It's the annual convocation down in Cadillac this year, and it's an opportunity for our clergy to get together. We're going to have a keynote speaker, Mike Aquilina, who's going to give us some instruction and some reflections on the early church fathers and the life of the church, and how that translates into our own modern day experience. And it's a time for fraternity and to pray together, as this experience is for the new bishops, to have that time of fraternity and prayer together. So this is a blessed time. We are going through different workshops here in Rome, and we're going to be reflecting on Pope Francis's encyclicals and Fratelli Tutti and Amoris Laetitia, and we're talking about synodality. We're going to have a day of prayer and opportunity for spiritual growth and understanding the administrative parts of being a bishop, and then it's going to culminate on Monday to celebrate Mass at the Vatican and to have an audience with Pope Francis. So I'm very excited about that, and I will really look forward to coming back and sharing more with everybody after this time in Rome is done. But please continue to pray for me as I will be praying for you. I mentioned last time that I was going to bring all the intentions of the people of the Diocese of Gaylord here to Rome and bring them to Mass every day, and especially when I have that encounter with our Holy Father, Pope Francis, to be grateful to God for the gift of being in the Diocese of Gaylord. So thank you for checking in today, and God bless you.